You have a brother in the 2nd Battalion. They're walking into a trap. Your orders are to deliver a message calling off tomorrow morning's attack. If you fail, we will lose 1,600 men. Your brother among them.
I'm going back to see my father. I'm going there, no more to run.
There's only one way this war ends. Last man standing.
I'm only going over home.
Hello and welcome to London's Leicester Square, the world premiere and the royal film performance of Sam Mendes' epic 1917.
Tonight is a really special night as this is the 71st royal film performance delivered by the Film and TV charity in its almost 100-year history. And we're all thrilled that 1917, a film so close to Sam Mendes, the director's heart, has been selected.
Just to give you a little idea of the story, 3 years into World War I and the French front lines, 2 young soldiers are tasked with a seemingly impossible mission to try and save the lives of 1,600 of their fellow troops from a deadly trap. To do so, they must venture deep into enemy territory and traverse treacherous terrain in a journey of courage and resilience.
It is a stunning achievement brought to you by some of the world's best filmmakers and featuring a veritable who's who of British acting talent. Tell me you've got a list.
I have a huge list.
I'm excited.
Would you like me to share that with you?
Yes, I would, yeah.
Because not only does it have some extraordinary talent on that from in front of the camera, but also behind, including director, co-writer and producer, Mr. Sam Mendes is going to be here this evening. We have the co-writer, Krysty Wilson-Cairns is going to be here as well. Producers Pippa Harris, Jayne-Ann Tenggren, Callum McDougall and Brian Oliver. And cinematographer, the legendary Deeks, Roger Deakin is going to be here as well. That's just behind the camera. And then in front of it, we have the likes of Nabam Rizwan, who's going to be here tonight. We have Claire Duburcq is going to be here.
Can I do one? Just break it up.
You can have 2.
Can I?
Yeah, you can have 2.
Bit nervous. Jamie Parker's going to be here. Daniel Mays.
Mark Strong is going to be here. Richard Madden is going to be joining us here at the world premiere. Andrew Scott, ladies and gentlemen, will be here. Dean-Charles Chapman and George MacKay, who are exceptional in this film.
They're
just
amazing.
Wonderful.
Plus, we're also going to be welcoming the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall. They'll be arriving very soon to enjoy 1917 for themselves. But for now, let's take a look at why we're all here.
I'm only going over home.
Blake, pick a man, bring your kit.
I hoped today might be a good day. Hope is a dangerous thing.
You have a brother in the 2nd Battalion.
Yes, sir.
They're walking into a trap. Your orders are to deliver a message calling off tomorrow morning's attack. If you fail, it will be a massacre.
Let's talk about this for a minute.
Why?
We've got orders to cross here.
That is the German front line.
If we're not clever about this, no one will get to your brother.
I will.
There's only one way this ends. last man standing.
I'm going back to see my father.
We need to keep moving! Come on!
Going
You can't possibly make it that way, man! You bloody insane!
If you don't get there in time, we will lose 1,600 men. Your brother among them. Good luck.
I'm only going over home.
If you are getting excited about this evening, about the film, about particular people that you are looking forward to seeing right here tonight at the world premiere, then please do get involved. We'd love to hear from you using the hashtag 1917 film.
Love a hashtag.
Love a hashtag. Get using it. Get your phone out. Hashtag 1917 film. We would love to hear particularly what you're excited about this film and about this evening. So get those fingers doing the talking, and we'll be back very, very shortly.
I'm only going over home.
Ladies and gentlemen, look who's arrived playing Lieutenant Leslie. Please welcome Andrew Scott. Starring as Lance Corporal Schofield in 1917. Please give a huge London welcome to George MacKay.
Here now with the director, Sam Mendes. How are you, Sam?
I'm very well, very excited.
How's it feel being here at the world premiere of your film?
Amazing, really moving actually. I'm thrilled it's here, and I'm thrilled it's in London and in England, and yeah, it seems to only be yesterday that we started shooting, and now we're here.
How long had that story that your granddad told you been percolating as an idea for a film?
Well, I suppose it's stayed in me since I was told it, which is probably about 40 years ago. But as a movie, probably only in the last 2 or 3 years, I thought it was a story that wouldn't let me go. And although the movie's not about my granddad, it's because of my granddad. And those stories really, you know, created a fascination in this war for me. And I was very lucky to be able to make a very personal film.
We'll have a fantastic time this evening at the Royal Film Performance. Enjoy. Cheers, Sam.
Thanks, Vic. Thank you.
Andrew Scott, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. Yes, very excited to be here.
First one here, keen to see the film?
Oh, very keen. Keen as mustard. Yeah, no, I'm very keen to see the film. I haven't seen it yet, unlike some of the others. So, yeah, I'm as excited as anybody to see the movie.
I imagine you are inundated with offers. What made you want to go for this one?
Well, this is my third venture with Mr. Mendes. We worked together on Spectre, and we did a play in New York before. So it was really Sam, but also this sort of incredibly innovative way of making the film. Yeah, it's a very exciting evening.
You mentioned the innovative filming techniques. How did that affect you as an actor? Was it tricky?
Yeah, it's pretty daunting. You know, you have to get it right. Usually you rely on pickups or, you know, editing to, if you make a mistake or whatever happens, on, like you usually do on filmmaking days, you can rely on picking stuff up. But this, you have to have a perfect take right from start. So it's a little bit like live theatre, which a lot of the actors in the movie are experienced with. So it was thrilling, absolutely thrilling.
Well, you absolutely nailed it. Thanks very much. Enjoy.
Cheers, Rick. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Here now with George MacKay. How are you?
Yeah, really well, thank you, really well.
Have you seen the film yet?
I have, yeah. I saw it finally finished last week.
And exciting to be here, hometown, premiere, world premiere. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm just thrilled. I'm here with all my family, so it's really lovely all being here together.
It's an amazing ensemble cast, but it's fair to say that your part is carrying it, really. Was it quite daunting?
Yeah, I don't know, but it was the most mutual experience I've ever had on a job. In just with the way that we shot it and the way that sound worked, and with the one take, there was never sort of a lead element in anything. It was always everyone working together to get the story across.
And just hoping you didn't mess up, I suppose.
Yeah, just fingers crossed you don't mess up.
Well, enjoy the evening with your family. Thanks very much. Great film.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Mr. Daniel Mays, how are you?
Very well, how are you?
Very well indeed, thank you. You excited to be here at this premiere?
Very excited, yeah. I saw the film on Sunday for the first time, so I'm genuinely double excited for seeing it again. It's an amazing piece of work, it really is.
It genuinely is. Are you a crier in film? I'm not normally. I shed a tear.
I must have cried about 3 times during the course of the film. I mean, I remember crying the first time I read the script, and it seriously doesn't disappoint. So, I mean, that's the great thing about the film, along with all the technical side of things and the cinematography and how amazing all that stuff is. I think parallel to that is the emotional impact that the film carries, and that's obviously... There's Dean over there. Dean and George are absolutely spellbinding in the lead roles. So it works on every level.
And that came through just on first reading of the script, did it?
For me, yeah. I mean, I remember when I got to the end of the script, I was a sobbing mess. Yeah. So I think I'm a bit of a crier. Yeah.
Well, have a little cry again this evening and enjoy yourself.
All right. I'll bring my tissue.
Cheers, Daniel.
Cheers, Rick. Thank you.
Oh, he plays Lance Corporal Blake in the film. Please give a warm Leicester Square welcome to the fantastic Dean-Charles Chapman.
Dean-Charles Chapman, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Very well indeed, thank you. World premiere of your film, how are you feeling?
I feel nervous, but I'm really happy that it's just, like in my hometown, Leicester Square, London. It's good. It's a good night.
And have you seen it?
I have. I've seen 2 rough cuts, and I've seen the actual final cut twice now. So technically 4 times. Yeah.
And enjoyed it every time?
Yes, and I cried every time.
I cried like a baby. I really did, and I'm not a crier.
Do you know what? As well, like obviously I know, each beat, like the jump scare bits, and even now, like 4 times in, and I know everything about the film, it still gets me, and I'm like, oh, and then like laughing when you laugh and cry when you cry. It's good.
It's a good sign. How soon after you auditioned did you get the good news that you were going to be in it?
Well, I did 3 auditions in total. The first audition was with McDougall, the casting director. The second audition was with Sam. And then the third audition was me and George MacKay and Sam. And then it was like 2-3 weeks later. Yeah, and I got a phone call and I was just the best day of my life ever.
Pretty intense, pretty demanding as an actor, though, the way it was shot.
I mean, yeah, emotionally and physically. We did 6 months preparation of rehearsals before we started shooting. And as an actor, that's, very rare. Normally you just step on set and you start giving it a go, whereas this, we had a lot of time to sort of live and breathe the characters before we actually started shooting. But there's just so many different layers to what we did, like we did, rehearsing just to see how long the sets were needed to be, rehearsals with the director, me, George, dialect coaching, military training, physical training. It was a long process, but every single second of it, I really learned a lot and I loved it.
Well, I hope you continue to love it and enjoy the rest of the premiere. Cheers.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
He plays Captain Smith in 1917. Please welcome the wonderful Mark Strong.
I'm here now with Mark Strong. How are you, Mark?
I'm very glad to be here, yeah.
I can't help just eyeing up your tux. It's a lovely tux, Mark.
Thanks very much. I thought I'd make an effort. You know, Prince Charles is coming tonight, so I thought I'd turn on the charm.
Does it make a difference to an actor to think, OK, I'm at the premiere and Prince Charles is coming?
Well, it's a royal premiere, isn't it? Which is a lovely thing. And it's a film I think that he'll enjoy. And I can totally see why it's a kind of, you know, why they're here.
Make sure you collar him afterwards and check that he did enjoy it.
Well, I'll just make sure, yeah, obviously.
Thanks very much, Mark. Cheers. Enjoy.
OK, pleasure.
I'm only going over home.
Now you see this extraordinary film. The wonderful thing is being here at the world premiere, the royal performance, is I get to speak to the producers about how this whole thing's put together. Jane, for you, what is it like to be here tonight at the world premiere with the royals attending for this extraordinary film?
Well, it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's literally a year ago that we began prepping this movie.
Doesn't seem that long ago.
Just in April we started shooting, and here we are tonight. So it's absolutely incredible. We're so excited. We hope everybody loves it as much as we do. And it's just a fantastic night.
What was it about Sam's vision when he first spoke to you about this idea and how he wanted to achieve it with you as well? What was your reaction to that?
Well, I think the thing that really interests me was this very personal story set against this vast landscape, and obviously a huge historic event.
Yeah.
And of the intrigue of the one shot. Yeah. Obviously, I had the same reaction as everyone else. How are we going to do this? But you know, when you put together a fantastic team, it's the challenge of making this movie happen and then seeing it realized is fantastic and very exciting.
Can I just mention your extraordinary cast as well on this, and in particular George and Dean, who really carry this film. So much is on their shoulders. And was that an easy process in terms of finding those two young actors who could do that, who could achieve that and bring such heart to these roles?
Well, of course, it's a combination of an incredibly physical role as well. And yes, I mean, I wouldn't say it was a challenge in the sense of we didn't have a sense of who we wanted to play these roles.
Yeah.
We did. And, of course, George and Dean both came through fantastically.
Yeah,
so,
it's brilliant.
yeah.
It's so great to get to talk to you about it, and go and enjoy this wonderful, wonderful evening, and congratulations on the film. It's fantastic. Thank you for chatting to me. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thanks.
I'm only going over home.
Now, this extraordinary lady, please welcome her to Leicester Square, the co-writer of 1917, Krysty Wilson-Cairns.
This is where the bubble lands, where all the biggest questions meet, with little feet stood in the sand. And this is where the echoes slow to nothing on the tide, where a tiny pair of hands finds a seaworn piece of glass and sets it as a sapphire in her mind. And there she stands, rolling both her arms around the world. A world that doesn't it needs this little girl. It's all gonna be magnificent, she says. It's all gonna be magnificent. This is where it all began. Tonight your mother's cigarettes meant I got to touch your hand, and my heart that defrosted in again wasn't built to beat that way. Suddenly I understand.
Jamie Parker, how you doing?
Very well, thanks very much.
Have you seen the film yet?
No, I haven't. No, not all the way through. I can't wait. I've seen about a sort of 3-minute section when I came in to do some ADR, but no, I can't wait. I can't wait.
In for such a treat, honestly. I've seen it, I cried, I loved it.
Yeah, I think I'm probably not going to have this in this pocket by the end of the evening, by the looks of it. Yeah.
It's a good sign, isn't it? How's it feel to be at a premiere in London, world premiere, big film? Must be exciting.
It's very exciting. I mean, I'm very much just being sort of brought along for the ride. It's so nice to be so excited about seeing something that you're in when you've had so little to do with it. So you don't really have much of a concept of what the rest of it's like. You're around for a week, working really slowly on a 60-second section because there's so many bits and pieces, and Sam's been so ambitious with it, and there are 500 people involved in the section, and you know, it's a lot of just being patient and making sure that everything's in the right place. And then you think, oh, it's such a tiny fraction of this massive film, so I can't wait to see the rest of it. It looks brilliant.
Have you ever worked in that way before?
No, I've never done anything that... I mean, I've done one or two complex, you know, larger budget things, but no, I've never done anything like this. No.
It's an astounding achievement. It really is. You're going to enjoy it. Cheers, Jamie.
Nice to meet you. Thanks very much. Cheers.
I've just collared Pippa Harris, one of the film's producers. How are you, Pippa? All right?
Very well. A bit chilly, but basically well.
I mean, come on, it's December in England. Of course it's a bit chilly.
True.
How excited are you about the general public and the royals getting to see the film this evening?
Very excited. I mean, we only finished a couple of weeks ago, so to have gone from that to seeing it on the big screen in Leicester Square is amazing.
I imagine you were getting quite tense towards the end, then.
Yeah, we were. We were quite up against the deadline, but we knew we'd make it, so it's been exciting.
And in terms of when Sam came to you and said, look, this is how I want to do this film, as a producer, you must have been like, oh, this is going to be hard.
Slightly, yeah. It was particularly the idea of the fact that we couldn't use any lighting, that we needed overcast weather the whole time, we couldn't shoot in bright sunshine. There were lots of parameters that Roger, our DP, laid down early on, which were going to make it tricky. So we used to get up every morning, look at the weather app and pray.
Just pray for overcast. Thanks so much, Pippa. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
Michael Gibson, Lieutenant Hutton.
Correct.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you, yeah.
Can you explain to everyone, without giving anything away, because it's kind of difficult when you try and remember where everyone's placed in this film, because it's extraordinary performances, but how does your character fit into the story?
So my character appears later on in the film and has quite an intense moment with George MacKay, who's incredible in the film, and I'm barking lots of orders at people and... in a quite a tense moment, let's say.
Yeah, one of the things that's extraordinary about this film, obviously, is the way that Sam wanted to execute the story. But for you as actors and an ensemble, that involved a lot of rehearsal time, didn't it?
Yeah, and it was almost like, you know, Sam is a master of storytelling and being involved in his theatre background and things like that. It was kind of like being involved in a play in many ways. Lots of rehearsal, and the camera was almost like a promenade audience member, if you like, and you could hear the camera sort of coming in a weird kind of way from hundreds of yards away, and then you knew your moment was about to happen. It was a once in a lifetime thing to be a part of, and an incredible experience as an actor as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Amazing. Well, it's great that you're here. The world
you.
premiere,
Thank you.
the royal
really
performance as well, and lovely to meet you.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you so much, Michael. Have a great evening. Thank you. Michael Gibson, everyone.
Thank you.
I'm only going over home.
It's my pleasure to welcome Jamie Parker to our lovely red stage. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks very much.
Lieutenant Richards.
Yes.
Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't. I've kind of, in a way, I've sort of deliberately kept it as a...
Have you?
As a for the full impact for tonight. I've seen about a sort of 3-minute section around about... My bit is literally counting down to the biggest shot in the entire film. So I was sort of there for some pretty exciting filming, but, you know, a tiny slice of the whole thing. But so I've seen that little bit, but I'm waiting to see the whole thing cut together. I can't wait.
Can you describe the atmosphere on set? Because we were just talking to Michael there, he's talking about that kind of theatrical element to it.
Do you know what? It was a really potent kind of combination. On the one hand, it was very easy and very relaxed. It's sort of testament to Sam's quality that he can take on something this ambitious and intricate and just make it feel very, very easy. And because, you know, you're rubbing shoulders with people who either were very familiar because you'd grown up watching them or because you'd worked with them before. It felt, you know, it felt very easy and homey and like we were all singing from the same hymn sheet. But there was a real uncanniness and potency to it. I was carrying a pistol that had actually gone through the Somme. The Battle of the Somme. I had field glasses and jodhpurs that were from the time, you know. So there was, you know, and as much fun as it was to have 500 extras in the middle of Salisbury Plain and you know, have explosions going off and everything. And it is great fun. You can't help feeling like a little boy making a war movie, but it does come, you know, with a pretty sober sense of duty to the whole thing. So I can't wait to see it.
I'm so excited for you to see it.
Thanks very much.
It's really lovely to meet you, Jamie.
You
Have
too.
a great night. Thank you so much, sir. Jamie Parker, everyone. Thank you.
I'm only going over home. I'm only going over home.
This young lady, Claire Duburcq, is the only female in physical form that appears in the film. There's other women who are talked about. But your first film, I believe, Claire, is that right?
C'est votre premier rôle, n'est-ce pas? Grand rôle.
Yes. How does it feel to be here tonight at the world premiere and to show this film to the world?
Comment vous sentez-vous pour cette royale première, cet événement?
I'm really exciting about to see the movie, but I have no words, you know.
Yeah, I can imagine this is quite overwhelming for you as well, considering it's your first time.
Impressionnant.
We should mention Florence as well, who's your wonderful translator.
Yes, yes. I like Florence.
Thank you very much.
And can I ask you, please, what your reaction was when you read the script for the first time?
Votre réaction quand vous avez lu le scénario?
Ça a été comme un...
It was a bit like...
quelque chose de très instinctif, comme quand on...
I felt my instincts was really shooting up. I immediately understood.
Et puis c'est une situation surtout.
The situation above all, I felt immediately akin to it.
Amazing. Well, congratulations. Your performance is beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup. Bonne nuit. Merci.
Merci.
The fabulous Claire Duburcq, everyone. Thank you so much, Florence. Thank you.
I'm only going over home. I'm only going over home.
What an absolute pleasure to introduce Roger Deakins and James. Thank you both for being here tonight. Can I just say congratulations? What a film you've made with Sam. It's extraordinary. Have you had a chance to take stock of this yet, or...?
Not really. We've not seen it with an audience yet, so it'll be really good tonight to see it with an audience. Yeah.
Do you like that? Do you like that kind of physical reaction that you can
Well,
get?
I'm a bit nervous, but so like it is probably the wrong phrase, but I'm interested, put it that way.
The kind of prep and rehearsal was as important as the shooting for this project. Would you agree?
Yeah,
more
I mean,
so,
more so. Actually, the prep, we had a long prep time, and we had a long rehearsal time. And we actually started kind of shooting the rehearsals roughly with a small camera, just so we could really get a sense of the final product that we wanted to achieve. And when we got to the shoot, actually, we came in under schedule, and the shoot went really well. So because we'd done so much prep, you know, it was great.
Is that first?
Is that a first? I worked with the Coen brothers a number of times, and sometimes they would come in under schedule. It was quite uncanny.
I want to come and watch your face as you're watching it tonight with this audience, because I think it's going to absolutely blow your mind.
No, you don't want to.
It's an absolute privilege to meet you, both of you. Thank you so much for being here tonight, Roger.
Thank you
It's
very
great to
much.
meet you.
It's fun.
The
Thank you.
awesome Roger Deakins, everyone. Thank you, sir.
All right.
I'm only going over home. I can see why you were easy. I know it's hard. So hard to please me. Why does it feel like I'm only going over home?
Joined by the awesome Danny Mays, who's just like asked me if I want a song. I mean, feel free to.
No, you're
I'll send a
absolutely
song.
fine. I'll do it if you do it.
Not right now, no. Sergeant Saunders.
Indeed.
How are you? How are you about this tonight? You've seen it already?
Yes, I saw it at the cast and crew on Sunday, and I'm genuinely so excited about seeing it again. I mean, it is an amazing piece of work, yeah, and just blessed and thrilled to be part of it, really.
I got a little bit fangirled out with Roger Deakins there. That was kind of like, oh my word.
I mean, you know, his track record speaks for itself. So to be in a movie directed by Sam Mendes and to be shot by Roger Deakins is, I can tick that box. Yep.
But with regards to this, you know, there's this wonderful story with these two characters at the heart of it, and the people that they experience along that journey, you of which are one of them. How much are you aware about all the other stuff that's kind of going on in terms of whilst it's being shot? Do you know the extent of what they're doing in terms of...
Not really. I mean, I obviously read the script, but you can imagine that in your own head, but it was just thrilling to finally watch the end result. And then, I mean, I was obviously aware that Andrew Scott was in it, and Mark Strong, and Benedict, and all these guys. So to see the fully completed piece of work was amazing to see what their contribution was as well. But, I mean, we're all there to support Dean and George, who give absolutely spellbinding performances. I think that's the thing that I took when I first watched it was... Obviously, the technical achievement side of things is beyond impressive, the cinematography and all of the camera work. But without the human story and the heart that those two deliver tenfold, it wouldn't be the film it is.
It's so nice to chat to you.
And you, yes.
And have a great night. And have a cry for the third time, please.
I need me box of tissues.
Oh, I wish we could have a sing-song next time.
Next time.
Danny Mays, everyone.
I'm only going over home. No one can hear us. That's where the love lies. Under the shadow. I can see why it wouldn't easy. I know it's hard. I'm only going over home.
This is amazing. This is like a family portrait. I feel like I'm part of the most amazing family in the world because we have producer, we have co-writer, director, producer, co-writer, and George and Dean as well. Amazing performances in this film. Thank you so much for being here. Congratulations on this film. Sam, I'm going to start with you. The story that you were told, these stories by your grandfather, was it easy to get to the heart of the story that you wanted to write to put on film?
Well, it was one particular story that stuck with me about him carrying a message, and that was the sort of thing that wouldn't let me go. It just kept tugging at me. So when finally I had the courage to sit down and write something with Krysty, that was the story I wanted to tell. But then from then we kind of developed it and enlarged it, and it became something completely different. But hopefully his spirit is still very much in the movie.
Krysty, what was the conversation that you had with Sam when you both were sitting down to write this in terms of, you know, because I imagine there's different drafts as this script kind of takes form?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we started just with a structure, just an A to B to C, the journey and the characters. And I mean, that's the sort of same structure that you're going to see on screen right now. We got that really early. And then the script was just such a joy to work on. We're both so passionate about the war, and we both realised that we had such a kind of duty to tell the story correctly. And so there was never really there was no hardship in it.
And these two young gentlemen in particular and their stories and focusing on their relationship, both as together but outside of each other. I'll just talk about you just for a second like you're not here, if that's okay. But yeah, just look at you and talk about you. But finding that heart, was that an easy thing to really get a hold of around this incredible thing that you have created, you know, and undertaking of the film itself?
Well, I think they both have huge heart, George and Dean. I mean, you know, you can't act that, you know, and when you're encouraging actors to live the experience as much as act it, as they were in this movie, you are dependent on their natural gifts, you know, and there's something, you know, there's a friendship to develop off camera and in a movie about friendship and brotherhood and you know, wanting to go home and family. That was very important. And something happened which you hope will happen, which is a bit of magic between the two of them. I don't think they're not quite shacked up together. Yeah, are you, the men?
Not
no,
yet.
it's fine. No. But there was a bromance, definitely.
Yeah. Pippa, where did it start for you in terms of what did you start on as producer on this film?
Well, right at the beginning, Sam had this idea, and we talked about it. And I said, "Well, why don't you have a go at writing it yourself?" And then he got a sort of treatment together. And because the two of us knew Krysty from Penny Dreadful that we made a few years ago, we thought she'd be the perfect person to come in and work with him on the script. So yeah, so that's where it started.
Right then, you two. How does it feel to be here at the world premiere, which is a royal film performance of this film that I know that you put so much work in, but even before a frame was shot? How does it feel to be here for both of you?
It's just such a privilege. It's really, really exciting. Like to be in London, to be here when this project means so much to everyone. It's just wonderful. I'm here with my family tonight, and that's grand to be sharing it with them. So yeah, it's good.
I loved your face when you arrived and you were doing the pap shots. It was kind of like you just said, "Oh my God, this is so exciting! I love it." There was a lot of prep for you two. What was your first day together like? Can you take me back to that and kind of what you talked about and what you worked on?
Well, the first time I ever met George was on the audition. It was the last audition. It was a chemistry read with Sam. What did we talk about? You said, "Do you like history?" And I said, "Yeah, it's all right. It's quite good, yeah." And that was it, really. We just read it, sort of didn't know how it went, sort of sceptical, thinking, have I cocked it up? Have I done it all right? And then when we left, it was sort of one of them moments. I was on the phone to my mum, you was on the phone to your agent, and we were sort of like, "Yeah, I'll talk to you in a minute. Yeah, see you later." But it was good, you know. And then we done a lot of research together. We went to France, Belgium, every day together, every second. And I'm very thankful that, you know, an actor like George I got to work with, and he's a good kid.
I love that kind of image of you both in fields with like flags, kind of marking things out, going, "Okay, I'm going to run to here, and then I'm going to say this bit, and I'm going to." That's kind of what it was like, wasn't it? A bit for that kind of prep of how it would work as a choreography side of things.
Yeah, we were alone on a lot of fields with a script, planting flags in the ground, saying there's going to be a trench here, there's going to be no man's land here, there's going to be farmhouses and orchards and woods and canals, and they just started off as posts in the ground. And thanks to an incredible design and art department and extraordinary team, that became a world gradually, bit by bit. And inch by inch, you know, and it felt like a giant team, and George and Dean were in the centre of it.
Thank you for coming up to chat. This film is so many things, and congratulations to you all for all your parts in it, and have a great night here at your World Royal premiere.
Thank you.
So exciting. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm only going over home. All we have to do is talk it through, but I never could improve. Paper thin, paper weight, close enough. Close enough.
Hello, Rick.
Hello, Rick. That's my catchphrase now.
Unfortunately, that is all we have time for the world premiere and the royal film performance of Sam Mendes' extraordinary World War I epic 1917.
The filmmakers and their guests are heading inside now, just waiting and ready for the arrival of the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall.
So that's all that's left for us to say is thank you so much for joining us this evening. We hope you've had a great night, and it is just the start, really, of your extraordinary evening. But sit tight as we wait to welcome our wonderful, esteemed royal guests any second.
I'm only going over home. To say 'cause I never could improve. Get in your way. Paper thin, paper weight. Close enough. Close enough.
seem to be lost.
So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It is the world premiere, the royal film performance of Sam Mendes' 1917, as we await the imminent arrival of His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales and Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cornwall. So this then, the world premiere of Sam Mendes' 1917, which he co-wrote, directed and produced. A film very close to Sam's heart. Some of the characters in those stories come in from stories that his grandfather used to tell him about his experiences in World War I. Tonight the royal party will be welcomed by John Pike and Alex Pumphrey, who will then take them into the cinema to meet a wonderful collection of young and exciting filmmakers, followed by Sam Mendes, who will take the royal party to meet quite a number of people involved in the film, both in front of the camera and behind. Extraordinary to think as well that Sam's such an accomplished filmmaker already, but this being the very first film that he has written a screenplay for, which I know a lot of you are very excited to see this evening. Beautiful setting here in Leicester Square for this evening's event. And wonderful that such an extraordinary charity will benefit from this evening. And here we have the arrival of the royal party this evening. His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales, and Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Cornwall, here in Leicester Square for the world premiere and the royal film performance of 1917. They will be greeted as they exit their cars by the Vice Lord Lieutenant, Prince of Wales, and the Duchess of Cornwall. Just stopping for a few photographs before they enter the cinema. This is the 71st Royal Film performance. Vice Lord Lieutenant, who will escort the royal party into the cinema. I'm being introduced to Tess Street, who is the manager here at the Odeon Lux in Leicester Square.